Alright YouTube, tonight I've got a battery project for you. What I'm working on is this 1991 Honda Accord. I'm working on this car for a friend of mine. She's kind of in need of a car right now. A cheap car, at least. And this car had been sitting down the street from my apartment for a couple years in a parking lot of an assisted living home. And so there was no for sale sign on it or anything like that. I just decided I would approach the gentleman who owned it. Turns out he's got some physical disabilities and can't drive anymore. Ended up parking the car about 2 years ago. It's got quite a few miles on it, about 240,000 miles, but it was running when it was parked. And I kind of promised my friend we could probably go a couple $100s into it and get it back on the road for her so she can have a car to drive. Well, tonight, the one thing is the battery. It is obviously dead from sitting for so long. Probably an older battery in itself. I don't see a date stamp on the side. I'd probably have to pull it out and find one. But it's a Walmart EverStart Max battery. When I first connected my voltmeter to the battery, it read 0.4 volts. And that's pretty well dead. Nothing lights up in the car or anything like that. I've already done this experiment. We're probably going to end up having to replace the battery anyway, but this experiment is just for the sake of this battery charger. I got it from Costco. You know, battery tender is a pretty good charger. I use it for my motorcycle and stuff, but for the sake of trying to get this battery back to life a little bit, I'm going to try it out on this. When I first hooked it up to the battery, the little light on it is blinking. You can see it there. Sorry about the flash on my phone. It's low light where I'm standing right here because of the hood. Anyway, it doesn't recognize that there's a battery there because this is a chipped charger. It uses a computer chip to determine how much to charge and how long to charge and stuff. But because the voltage is so low, it wasn't recognizing a battery. This is kind of like a little cheater's way of doing this, or a cheater's way, or just to trick the charger into thinking that there's a battery there, so it'll charge it. So right here I've got the yellow top Optima out of my 73 Power Wagon and some jumper leads that I just keep here in my shop. And so what I'm going to do is, first of all, the voltmeter's on there. Voltmeter's on there, reading 1.65 volts. I add the charger. It does nothing, and the light continues to blink. So it is not charging at the time. Some of the older chargers, you know, they just have constant power and will charge just about anything. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the jumper lead and connect it to the positive lead of the battery. Alright, so now my voltmeter is reading 12.6 volts. And the battery charger, you can't tell, it's hard to see, but it's no longer blinking. It has gone to a solid orange light, which means it is charging. So I've now tricked the battery charger to think, or tricked the battery charger into thinking that there's a battery there to be charged. Technically there is. It's charging both batteries at the moment. Now it's up the voltage, and so now what I can do is remove the jumper lead, and now the charger is applying voltage to the battery, and it will charge the battery to an extent of what it's capable of receiving. The battery was low on water, and I did fill up the battery cells probably with distilled water, and probably about 20 ounces, maybe 24 ounces worth of fluid. So we'll see if it takes the charge. And maybe in the description I'll let you know on what happened with this battery. So that's all tonight, YouTube. Have a wonderful day. By all means, try this out, but do it at your own risk.